Welcome to Just the Artist. I am Jody Shannon, and I am your hairstylist. Welcome once again. I was hoping by this point that we would be actually not having a COVID-related show. The last one we did was probably about 2 months ago?
Yeah, it was before I moved, and we've been in there for, a month now?
Have you been already
A
there?
little over a month, yeah. So it must have been 2 months, two and a half months.
Yeah, so we did a COVID show under very locked down conditions. We had all that happening where it was like stay at home. Where we are now, we're in the beginning of July, just finished July 4th. Some of the restrictions have been lifted up, and there's a little bit more kind of people going out. By the way, I forgot about this. Legally, you have to be wearing a mask. So, here you go, buddy. Here's a mask for you. Enjoy. By the way, that's your Christmas present this year.
Oh, thanks. That's okay. That's cool.
It looks wonderful.
Oh, it does. It feels wonderful.
So when we did our COVID show, it was more about trying to see how artists and creatives were using their time. At that point, we had been under lockdown for about 2 months, or a little bit over 2 months. Then we had the idea that we wanted to do a show about the service industry, specifically my industry, which is a hairstylist. And some of the regulations, it's been now 3 weeks open. I was exposed to somebody with COVID. Had to shut down with it after 3 days of being open. Had to shut down.
It's just the worst timing. It's like we're open. No, we're not.
The thing with that, and as you can see, I have this wonderful superhero suit on, gloves, mask, and a shield. And a lot of this is in this industry, it's still considered an industry of a super spreader. For some reason, I got the picture of a very flexible woman on that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
It's like, where are you going with this?
Or a guy. A guy could be a super spreader too. It doesn't matter. I'm equal on every end. But the basic point is that after this opened up, and it kind of showed where we're still in a process, and we're not going to go anywhere soon. What I found is there's such a political divide in this whole process where it's almost like now at this time period there's no middle ground. Mm-hmm. It's either you believe this is going on,
or it's a conspiracy.
Where we are right now, we're in a 1-chair, 1-room salon. Being a hairstylist, you have to have 50% occupancy. So you have to cut your staff down in half. 50% of your clientele seen in a day has to be cut in half. So rather than dividing a day up and putting myself at risk, my family at risk, clients at risk, I decided being able to be in a position where I control the atmosphere a little bit better seemed to be what was best. First of all, in this industry, how you make money is by hustling. You have someone sitting in the chair, like if Erin was getting a color, or I may turn to him and say, hey Erin, I'm going to have a color processing for about 45 minutes. Come in at this, or do you mind if I do a haircut? Or vice versa, I may have someone getting color and Erin needs a haircut.
Yep.
I may have that happen. Can't do that anymore, or he shouldn't be doing that anymore. Unfortunately, there are still people doing it. This is a business where it is almost impossible, literally impossible, to not have close proximity to someone without being face to face with somebody. So in some extremes, if you're taking serious, this may seem extreme. But at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure that my clients don't leave here with it, I don't leave here with it. So same thing with Erin. I don't want Erin to bring it home to his fiance. I don't want him to get it. I don't want him to have any part of this. So it's kind of where we are. And so you have not had a haircut in what?
Since January 10th.
Yeah. So obviously he needs a haircut. We're going to look at that in a moment. I noticed that there were a lot of my clients, all my clients, who haven't had a cut or color in almost 5 months. So in doing that, there was a lot of people who walked in. I mean, some looked like a troll doll, stuff sticking up, and some weren't that bad. But the one thing I found, which was really interesting in this scenario, I don't think people necessarily needed haircut and color, but it was interesting to see how it plays a part of their everyday life and kind of their everyday psychology or their everyday routine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was throwing them off, and they were like, "You must do my hair now. You must come to my home and do this."
Despite the legality part of it.
Right, exactly. And so at the end of the day, my feeling was, it's hair. I've since the beginning, to a lot of my guy clients, I would FaceTime them and I would shave my head bald while I was talking to them, just like, shave your head. By the time this is done, it'll grow back. As a stylist, which still has a creative part about it, it was interesting to suddenly see people have to go from this, I'm a hairstylist and an artist, to being like, I'm a maintenance person. It has been just a crazy world of looking at this industry and trying to get either A, people to understand, yes, you can still spread this and it could be devastating to you and your family or business, or B, people are like, I gotta make money, and I understand that too.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with your hair over the last 6 months now, buddy?
Yeah, it's pretty out of control. I believe it's probably the longest it's ever been, outside of maybe that emo phase I went through for like 10 minutes.
Where we straightened your hair a little
Yeah,
bit?
straighten it. It might even be the same length. It's just.
Oh my God! What's going on?
It just goes.
Oh my God!
It goes for days.
I don't think I was ready for that.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Yeah, it's not fun. You can't do anything with it. That's why I wear a hat 24/7 now. Even like I'll wake up and just throw the hat on because I don't want my fiance to just
You're
leave
afraid
me.
that she truly sees how bad you look.
Yeah,
she won't want to marry you.
it's true. Exactly. Yeah, we would be married for over a month now if it wasn't for this garbage.
Right.
So
a little backstory. Erin and his fiance were supposed to get married on May 4th, Star Wars Day, which is a very important day in our household or our family.
Mm-hmm.
And because of COVID, they were going to take a cruise to Hawaii, get married on Hawaii. Obviously, all that was shut down. So obviously, in retaliation, you just let yourself go to crap.
What am I supposed to do? I really, I thought about buzzing the hair or having you guide me through it, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I'll just wait. We'll see where it goes.
We were, the first part of this, meaning outside of the actual idea for the show, we had actually were trying to create a bit where he cut his own hair, and we decided no.
It just wasn't going to work.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. I mean,
and also it was kind of like everyone was doing that, and I kind of felt like, okay, it's no longer a funny bit anymore. It's been beat to shit. So
yeah.
we're just going to move on from that and make an entire episode out of getting your hair done and maintain it.
Which springs to mind, when I am going to show the process of cutting his hair for the main reason that, one, there's already talk in this industry, like I said, we're around the July 4th time period. There's already talk now, because numbers are going up, that this industry being a super spreader, there's that word again, being that there's already talk of shutdowns happening in this industry again. So the thing is that I think it's going to be a good thing for guys, even though it's not the easiest thing to cut your own hair, but you can. Mm-hmm. And especially guys, it's clippers. You go on Amazon, get your clippers. They have tons of different clipper guards on there to be able to balance out the cut, to not just look like a chia pet or whatever it would be. If you can't do it yourself, and then you're going to have a loved one in the house that could help you out with parts that you can't reach. But the fact is that yes, you can do your own.
It can be done.
It can be done. I've said this in my household, family, to anybody I'm in contact with. The one thing that is non-negotiable at all is communication. So you have to communicate. One of the things is, again, you have to learn how to cut hair around masks because it's what we have to wear. Because again, as you can see, we're in close proximity with one another. There's no possible way of getting around this. First thing you have to do is you have to take a temperature reading on each client that comes in. Make sure that they're not running a fever. So let's check out him, or Mr. Erin, and his ability. Oh, wait a minute.
You're gonna clean this afterward, right?
Now they are saying that, 98.5. Did it again, same. They are suggesting that there's a no-touch thermometer needed in this. Obviously, he's my son. He can still give it to me just as the regular, but they do have the non-touch thermal.
They're expensive too,
They're
so you got to be careful with those because I purchased one myself and I didn't read the notes that said it's accurate within 4 degrees or something, so it's kind of useless at that point when you're trying to catch a fever.
Right, so you just, and here's the thing, I'm not going to play kindergarten, either teacher or kindergartner. If you have a fever, you know you have a fever.
You can tell.
If someone else has a fever, you can see it on them. That being said, for myself, I actually run into the 97 degree on a normal basis for myself. So that's why you're also dependent upon somebody of talking to them and saying, "Are you feeling well today? When was the last time you were exposed to anybody?"
And don't lie. Don't lie.
Oh no,
that's a huge problem.
Well, that's exactly what has happened in a couple times. Like one of the problems here is. And not that anyone's trying to be malicious, but I actually had a client the other day sit in the chair, we went through the whole process, and then said, "Oh, did I tell you I was in the hospital?" Meaning not them themselves, but seeing a family member. Those are things that you have to let people know. Because you may think like, "Oh, I'm okay, you're okay." But it's communication. Don't lie, as Erin said, don't lie about it. Just if you have to rebook your appointment, rebook your appointment. It's not a big deal. At the beginning, before I was exposed to COVID, and I tested negative for it. In testing negative for it, I quarantined for 14 days. I'm fine. But in doing that, before that, I was seeing 4 people a day because you have to have 30 minutes, about 15 to 30 minutes, before each client to sanitize and sterilize, in between and at the end of the day. And I felt that was too much. So right now, me personally, I'm down to 2 clients a day. So I have sterilized capes for them to each person. So I sterilize them, get them set, put them in a Ziploc baggie. It's a fresh baggie. It's to guarantee that each person who is in my chair is going to have fresh sterilized equipment around them. So in that case, we are going to start with Erin today. I'm going to start dry on his hair because again, one of the things that we're not able to do right now is blow dry hair. So in doing that, I want to make sure that I'm able to see exactly what's going on. And then, as I'm showing you the cut, I'm basically going to approach it as a guide to be able to cut his own hair or a loved one around to be able to help him cut his hair. So, sir, what's your idea of your haircut? What can I do for you today?
I see a lot of those Twitch streamers now with all the crazy colored hair, so I think I want to be a Twitch streamer. So I kind of want to go just bright ass green. Just the greenest shit that you can throw in my hair. That's all I want. Can you do that?
I think purple, personally, green is just not going to work well with your skin tone. Okay, another thing that's been kind of a pain in the butt, these little things. Important to wear around, I'm personally, I hate wearing gloves, but I'm gonna do it. Now, if we're having somebody do this themselves at home, I would probably FaceTime them to help guide them through it. But what I'm gonna do in this cut is we want a little bit more length up on top, not as long as it is right now. And then we want to be able to create guides for when I do use the clippers. So I would also have someone, along with buying whatever they're going to buy, clippers and stuff, I have them get some shears as well. So on that note, here we go. Oh my God!
Oh, it's
Every
over.
time I come, I'm done.
It's over.
It's done.
Gotta sterilize
Sorry,
it.
I can't.
Sterilize it.
I cannot do this anymore. I cannot work in these conditions. All right. I am going to rinse the comb off. Magic of Hollywood. Bam! It's sterilized.
So clean.
It's so clean, dude. It's totally clean. I'm not gonna lie, man. It is a pain in the ass to cut with gloves.
Oh, I bet. I mean, it's such fine movements that you need to be making, and it's very difficult to do gloves.
Well, it must make, again, I say that the style in today's fashion, I like to refer to coffee and Chernobyl. That is the look I'm going for. Like I'm meeting you for coffee and Chernobyl.
Oh,
That's exactly where I am. What I did was I just went around and just cut, not deep into this cut, but I just cut a little guideline, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the clippers with the clipper guard and just start clippering the area, kind of buzzing into the hair a little bit. There's all sorts of different clipper guards. They're either in the matrix system, like this is a 10 millimeter. I don't know what the hell it is. But they come in different sizes, so you can actually do the whole cut with clippers and clipper guards. I'm not going to, but I am going to use this to bring this in closer. Then we have to kind of still be able to cut around the wonderful face mask. So I'll show you how I've been doing that lately, because that is a lot of fun. I have broke a couple face masks, by the way. I'm that strong. For those of you who do hair, I'm sure you're probably going, would you please oil those clippers? Shut up. I just, see, this is what I do. I don't know my own strength. I did it again.
There we go. This'll be fun.
Here, I have another mask.
Oh, it's fine. Don't waste masks.
I don't think your safety is about wasting masks.
I can tie this though. Look at this. Look at this magic. Boom.
Bam!
Success.
Oh my gosh. Okay, as you can see,
Crisis averted.
That was pretty amazing, actually, by the way. Clipping them through this, create the line in through here, the length that we want. I'm just going to go around now and clean up. I'm a genius. So what I'm going to do is, in this process of it too, which you probably would prefer as a client to be washed, I'm not going to. I'm going to spray his hair down. One, it's a little bit easier to keep it going, and since I'm not blow drying anybody's hair, it allows him to not walk out here completely soaking wet.
Even though it probably would be nice since it's 100 degrees outside.
It is 100 degrees outside right now. You can see I'm dressed for it.
Yeah, totally.
But it is actually, without joking, it is 100 degrees outside today. Now this is going to be interesting, because again, rubber fingers here.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's what you want to tell your clients.
So again, if I were guiding somebody at home to cut their own hair, there would literally be probably I don't know the millimeter, I don't know the metric millimeter, centimeter of what it would be, but there's 2-inch guards that would be plenty to go up here and just do it yourself and not have to worry about blending. But because I'm a genius, I'm just going to marvel everybody here. There are a lot of people who are not following the restrictions. There's not a lot of people who are following the guidelines of this, and which means in return, it's inevitable that we're going to have exposure, which happened to me, but actual infection and exposure in this industry. So I'm going to be curious to see how quickly things shut down or how long they stay open. This is probably going to piss off a lot of stylists and probably a lot of people who need a haircut. But in my own personal opinion, and especially because of the regulations that I'm going by, and am I like, what is that scary?
Jesus Christ.
Is that scary? What? Dude, I am a professional. I'm so good. I've cut this kid's hair forever. He has both ears, both eyes. We're good. I mean, it does only take one time to cut it off. I'm just saying.
It's true.
But in doing that, I'm kind of on the really strict side of making sure that everything is followed in rules and stuff like that. So I'm kind of more on the extreme side. I don't think this industry should be open for another year. I really don't. I think that you should be teaching your clients how to maintenance their own hair, because the key is, in order for, like I said earlier in this segment, you make money by hustling in this business, and there is no hustle. You have to get people in, you have to maintenance them, take care of them. Most cases, you've raised your prices at this point because you're not able to see as many people. If you're busy, like I am, I have 118 clients. You can do the math, seeing 2 people a day, you're going to have a great number of those people who you won't be able to see until 2025. So in doing that, it's going to be interesting to see how this comes out, because you should be maintaining your clients, you should be teaching them how to maintenance their own hair. And we're probably a good year away from truly being able to be a salon again and a stylist again, as opposed to somebody who is just helping someone get by and do their hair. So I know what I charge my clients. You can imagine, even though they've been pretty easygoing about the idea of getting their hair done and not blow drying and stuff, but people not only paying full price to have their hair done, but also probably having their prices raised without having the style, without having all this other stuff, and the pampering done. It's going to get a little old for some people. So, God, I've never seen you look more handsome in my life, sir.
Wow. It's probably just the contrast, though, because you look so shitty for so long, and then all of a sudden I look good. It's like the best. It's like, well, you eat a bunch of shit, and then you have a piece of chocolate. It's the best chocolate you've ever had.
Skid, all I'm doing is just kind of texturing his hair here right now. If I were teaching someone else to do this, at this point, I would ask that another person assist them on the top of this with cutting, as opposed to them just like, hey, I'm just going to go for it. By the way, this is my backside, to anybody who wondered. Dude, amazing. There is definitely going to be a before and after, before after need. Like, you're going to have to do that, because
I don't know how we're going to do that since we didn't take it before.
Well,
just take it all and stick it back to my head.
Yeah.
Get the glue.
There is enough here for a couple doggy bags. It has been amazing during this pandemic to understand, and I think probably well overdue, to a lot of the essential workers out there, like people who work at grocery stores, people who work in restaurants, people who are making sure that God forbid you have enough toilet paper to wipe your ass during the pandemic. The thing is that we have all taken for granted a lot of people who just really kind of carry on our everyday life. But hopefully they are, after this hits some form of normalcy again, that people will respect essential workers a little bit more.
Even if you want to be the type of person who doesn't believe that this is a real thing, or that this is a government ploy or something like that, the point is that I've seen way too many what we would call essential workers, whether it be waiters, waitresses, store employees, just getting so much shit from people being asked to wear masks, and it's like, even if you don't believe it, they're not the CEO, they're not the government, they are just there to tell you what they need to tell you to do. So give them a break.
And you know what's the funniest part about that? I'm wearing protective gear for about, at the most, 4 hours of my day. Big fucking deal. Some of these doctors and nurses and people on the front line, stores, whatever it would be, have to wear these things all the time, and for somebody who's exposed to these people outside of the hospital, outside of that people are exposed to having to wear a mask for what, like 10 fucking minutes or whatever. Wear a fucking mask. It's the most ridiculous, stupid political thing that people are jumping on like, oh, you're one of those who's wearing a mask. Like, God damn it, you're right, I am wearing a mask. Even if I'm in a position in my life where at the worst I got a cold from this, it's a proof of fact there are people, no matter who you are, what color you are, what background you have, there are people, or age, there are people who are going to absolutely have a catastrophic event from this. Why would you not wear a mask? Wear a goddamn mask. This is amazing. I'm a genius. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I wake up in this skin bag that I call body, and I'm like, I'm amazing.
God,
No, seriously.
you said skin bag?
Skin bag.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
isn't that what it is? Skin bag, dude.
It sounds like maybe the porno parody of like a Sinbad movie. Skin
It
bad?
does. Yeah, it's skin bad. Skin bad or skin bag?
Skin skin
What the
bad.
heck?
Skin bad.
Anyway, look at this gorgeous dude. And I'm not just saying because he's my kid. Look at him. And look how stylish he looks with the mask on. A mask, people. The point of this was just to kind of show how you can get around doing things, taking care of things, maintaining things, and understanding that we are in a pandemic. Erin and I, in our show, Just the Artist, we have a lot of plans for fun, incredible shows. And right now, we just feel it's important to kind of show you everyday life during this point. Because this is what it's about. This is what's happening. And sometimes we have to understand, like in this case, where there's no cure for cancer or COVID in a haircut, people do live. He went 6 months without a haircut. He's still alive, and bam, at the end of the day, now his fiancé will finally marry him. That's the reason why they're getting married.
We could have gotten married any day now.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, not with that fucking shit on your head.
Yeah, you can get a haircut. Even if it's around COVID, we have some plans and we'll be doing it. But this is a serious message, people. Just be there for one another and help everyone out.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a mask. Stay distance from people. Don't make it a political point. This isn't a political point. It's really truly to help take care of people. In the case of Erin and I, obviously we're family. We are in great communication with this. It's like we're wearing masks to protect each other. And to understand that, and everybody needs to just understand that it's not, I'm not wearing a mask because I hate Donald Trump, which I do, by the way, I'm not afraid to say it, but that's not why I wear a mask. And anybody who is not wearing a mask because they love Donald Trump, it doesn't make sense to me. So take care of everyone. Be ready. We have some good shows in the future. It's not all going to be COVID.
It's not going to be COVID.
Yeah.
I know this has been beat to death, but we're gonna give you some actual good quality content. I hope that we're keeping you busy, I guess, while you're stuck indoors.
Outside of the 14 people who are our subscribers, we are looking for the 15th person to actually hit the subscribe button. So give it a go. I'm just wondering why we have 14 subscribers and hundreds of watching. Is that your way of saying that we suck? I mean, I'm okay.
They don't want to commit.
They don't want to commit. Anyway, love to everybody. Please take care of yourself. Get ready for Just the Artist. We have much more stuff going on. I'm Jody Shannon.
I am Erin Hunt Shannon, and we will see you later.
Take care.